You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Am I the asshole for
Yes.
effectively banning my nephew from masturbating?
You know that trend of like incest themes in porn recently?
I'm eating a banana and jerking off. Like, that's what he wanted, and I say his name a couple times.
That's what it's supposed to sound like.
No,
according
it's
to her.
not!
But it sounds more like dumping coins into a bucket.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 360. I'm your host, John Dangereux, joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Haig.
And TJ May.
And Matt Haig.
And TJ May.
And Matt
And TJ May.
Haig.
TJ May.
Matt.
Wow. I had the audio on Twitch, so I was listening to us back, and then it just, when you repeated that and I repeated that, it became a
It's like
recursive
littering
loop in my ears.
littering.
So, Matt, what contraption do you have behind you on your screen? There seems to be barbells glued to a wooden board of some sort.
Oh, that's just that's a little like shelf for putting a second layer of keyboard
Got
on
it.
my desk.
The
And
weights
that's
are
from last
holding
night.
the
The
glue.
weights were holding it in place, so
Got
it's
it.
glued.
Okay.
There's another part that I have to glue on because
I have some wood
So I
glue
tried to
because I
make
need
it-
to do that.
I
Yep,
tried to make
go.
it like out of scrap wood. So I had two
Yep.
pieces of wood that I was hoping were strong enough if I just glued them end to end. That
Yeah.
did not hold for very long. So this is a new plan.
You have it nailed in and then glued?
No, it's just I added that extra piece that's glued right there on top that will go across the whole length and be a support. This is
Got
Glue
it.
Talk. Welcome to Glue Talk.
I have a bottle of wood glue in my house that I have not broken out yet because I have some wooden chairs that go with my table that the legs,
Yeah.
the like little crossbars are starting to come out and they just need to be re-glued. And then, but I don't have like a good vise to hold the legs shut. But then I was thinking I have bungee cords, and I read and I saw online that people use those for that. So
Okay. Yeah.
I should just do it. Wood glue.
You should just do it, John. Just do it. Making shit out of wood is fun.
Just do it.
Like Nike said, just do it.
Like Nike said, fuck Betsy Ross.
Yeah. You know the best part
Fuck
about
that
not being
old
on Twitter?
bitch.
I have no idea what that's about.
Don't worry about it. It's dumb.
Yay.
That's all I have to say.
Culture wars. But seriously.
Let's see what Wint has to say about this. At Drill, another day volunteering at the Betsy Ross Museum. Everybody keeps asking me if they can fuck the flag. Buddy, they won't even let me fuck it.
Yep.
I do like some of the tweets. And people standing for Betsy Ross. I think Goth Miss Frizzle, who's at Spook Person, who's a pretty good Twitter account to follow as well, says, "Dude, Betsy Ross isn't gonna fuck you. No need to white knight for Betsy Ross. She dead." Anyway, I think it's interesting though. Like, it's such a dumb. Like, culture wars is dumb, man. Like, fucking people just have dumbass. That's what Twitter is, Matt. You're right.
Yeah,
This is why I call it a hell website.
for the most part, like, it seems like a really big deal for the people that are like participating in it.
Yep.
But then most of the rest of the world just has no idea it's happening. Like, I don't know.
You know, I was like my initial
like
reaction.
the aerial stuff we were talking
Yeah.
about before
Yeah.
the show. Like, I had no idea that
Yeah.
people were freaking out
Oh yeah,
on Twitter about that. But then,
Well,
like,
that's
if
Twitter.
somebody was to, I think we're getting past this now. But if like studios take that kind of thing too seriously and they like make a change because everybody online's talking about it, like that's not representative of the wider population.
I mean, like, to me, my reaction was, wow, that seems like a dumb thing to take a stand against that old flag. And then I was like, but I suppose, like, there was lots of slavery going on when that flag was around, so I guess that makes sense. Like, that's it. I mean, I feel like on the scale of racism, the Confederate flag still is going to beat that flag.
Yeah.
Don't want to have that one. Did you? Oh, man. I just want to say, one of my favorite videos I saw was there was this black couple who hired a contractor to come out their house, and the fucking dude rolled up in a Confederate flag truck, and she's just like, you gotta leave. we're gonna hire someone else. And it's like I was like flabbergasted, and it's like,
But
sorry,
it's about
like,
heritage.
you made a choice to come up to this house, and I'm offended by that. So goodbye. I get to hire someone else.
You're waving the flag of a bunch of traitors and losers, and
People
get
that
outta
kept
here.
my ancestors, as slaves. So
Yeah.
goodbye. Yeah. Anyway, let's get off the politics and let's get right on the fact this is episode 360. So
We've come full circle.
Full circle. Matt, play the audio.
Do. Not working.
Okay. We'll do that at
tried.
some point. We can tamp that. We want to
Yeah.
go back
We want
to an old
like Mystery
episode.
Science Theater and old
The
episode.
first episode. Not all of it, though, because it
The
is,
whole
as
thing.
Matt said, like over 2 hours, I think.
Yes.
Is
Yes,
it
it
over
is.
2 hours?
I don't know, and it's all like just
I haven't
you trying to
downloaded.
come up with names for the podcast.
It's really
I
bad.
forgot about
The idea was, let's...
Let's do a podcast about what we're going to call this podcast.
No, we've talked about, like, podcasts. Like, the reason why I did it, recorded that, and started was I just wanted to do something.
Yeah,
Like, let's
that's what you have
stop
to do.
fucking talking about it and let's actually fucking just record this. Be damned. Now, the problem with that was that it was the first thing that anyone saw of it, and it was a very bad quality audio, and people really didn't like that part.
and it
Because
did
you ended
get
up on the front
featured
page
for
of
some
iTunes.
reason.
Yeah.
It was on the iTunes front page, so...
You guys, I'm going to start selling my bathwater.
So it is...
Oh,
So just having played a second of it already, I've looked. It is an hour and 46 minutes, so it is not 3 hours long. It is shorter than some of these episodes are,
Yeah.
but it does start with a copyrighted music.
So that one's not going to end up on YouTube. That's all right.
I probably don't think it will have a problem because most of the copyrighted music that I used was not very popular music, if that makes sense. Like, for instance, I use a lot of The Pillows, which is a Japanese band, so I feel like the rights on that are complicated at the very least. But this one actually starts with a band that I used to love listening to and I completely forgot about, so I wanted to bring it up. But we're basically doing it where you can't hear the audio, because I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll bring this up when we
So
do it.
start your audio playback right now, and we'll sync up.
No, it's just a British band that I'll not talk about now. It's just I have to say the name though because I'm talking about it. But it was Dogs Die in Hot Cars.
Oh, that's true
from-
and sad.
2004, I think this album, God Hopping, I think was the album that came out, or Lounger. Anyway, great album, like a synth pop from early 2000s. Don't think that they're signed to a major label, so I don't know if that'll be something that will pop up, but maybe someone bought their rights to their stuff. But let's not worry about that now. Let's not drag this bit along anymore, but look forward to a deconstruction of that podcast in the future. God, the audio quality is shit though.
Yeah.
But
John,
we'll talk about it
I
on the
need-
podcast.
John, I need some help.
What up?
We need to solve a mystery.
What's the mystery?
All right. So this is going to be a huge crossover. I would say maybe the crossover event of the millennium.
The most ambitious crossover in history.
Ever. Exactly. So this is a crossover from one of your favorite Twitter accounts, Reddit Ships, but it pulls from one of my new favorite subreddits, Am I the Asshole?
Okay.
I don't know if you read this whole thing, because I did send it to you, but
Yes, you DM'd me it.
You
yes.
slid
You
right
sent me
in.
those DMs.
okay, I slid that DM right to you. I'm going to need to read this whole thing,
Yes.
and we'll pause as we go through.
Yeah,
We
I'll
have-
yell at you to stop.
We have some spots. So, am I the asshole for
Yes.
effectively banning my nephew from masturbating?
Now I remember
Yes.
this.
Okay? All right. John, please hold your final comments till the end, but
Yeah.
feel free to interject
Yep,
as needed.
yep.
Throwaway for privacy. Throwaway is
Smart.
a fake username that you
Yes.
use on Reddit. But throwaway for
Avinsta.
privacy. Couldn't think of a non-offensive name. I never thought this would be an issue or something I would ever have to devote thought to, but my nephew who lives with us has started puberty, and his new masturbation habits are causing major issues. Our house has very thin walls and currently one functioning bathroom. We have 6 people here, 2 of whom are twin infants.
I just want to bring this up one second.
Go ahead.
One functioning bathroom. Is that inferring the fact that there is a second non-functioning bathroom?
I would think so.
Okay.
Only because it says currently. Because I've heard people say one functioning bathroom when they really mean we only have one bathroom.
Yeah.
But when they say currently one functioning bathroom,
I mean, I feel like
another one.
Because the house you're in right now has 2 bathrooms.
Correct.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, I had when I visited, I had a choice of 2 luxurious bathrooms.
Upstairs or downstairs?
The upstairs was the pooping one, I think, or the one that was furthest away from the living area.
They're the same.
Yeah, they're basically equidistant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you don't want to poop in the
equilateral triangle of bathrooms and living conditions.
It's actually, if you go in between all 3 of them, like the bathroom, the living room, and the other bathroom, it's like a Bermuda Triangle.
It does summon a demon.
Yes.
You're gonna have to watch out for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly. All right. The last person is my very intellectually disabled sister, not his mother.
So just to explain, can you back and restart the whole living situation?
Yes, we have 6 people here.
Okay.
2 of whom are twin infants.
Okay.
So far we have this person,
Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yep. Mary Kate and Ashley, this person who's here, the nephew, an intellectually disabled sister, and I'm assuming this person's spouse. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't have info
got
on
6.
this.
You got to add up to 6. So
yes,
okay, and
exactly.
the sister is not the nephew's mom.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Male masturbation, unfortunately, makes noise.
No, it doesn't.
We'll get to that.
Fat.
This noise wakes the babies and or my sister.
Okay. Now,
stop masturbating
I will
on the
say,
babies.
I mean, yes, I'm sure there is some noise made, but
yes,
waking people up with the noise.
What if it's like a really squeaky bed? What if that's the noise?
No. We'll get to it. There's no bed involved in this.
Okay.
Yes. Everyone is now up and going upstairs to check on them. The babies aren't getting enough sleep, and the rest of us aren't getting enough sleep. I got into a minor car crash without children. Well, she says sans children, but, we're not getting into Undertale here. Because I'm not awake enough anymore.
I got that reference.
Sorry.
All right, moving
on. There's also the issue of my sister walking in. There are no locks on the bedroom doors, and my sister
This is the developmentally disabled or intellectually challenged sister, whatever term they used.
Yes, there are no locks on the bedroom doors, and my sister doesn't exactly grasp knocking. She used to be able to deal with a closed door, but she's been having trouble as of late. The noise troubles her, but seeing it would be disastrous due to recent trauma.
Wait, whoa. Wait a minute.
Yes.
That is a very loaded sentence.
Yes, it is.
So seeing her nephew masturbate would be traumatic, especially due to recent circumstances.
Yeah, like was
apparently
she recently assaulted or something?
What? Yeah, like I feel like they're dropping that without a lot of. They drop a lot
context,
of bombs here without a lot of context. Makes it hard to decide if you're an asshole or not. I mean, I already feel like they are, but let's continue.
The bathroom would also be an issue because we currently only have the one.
Obviously.
And everyone's bathroom needs have to be dealt with there.
Yes.
I can't devote bathroom time to any one person outside of medical issues.
All right. Now, are they scheduling the bathroom? Like, what's going on here? I think even 6 people in a house, one bathroom is probably not insane.
You can manage, exactly.
You can manage.
My husband, okay, I guess we do have the 6 as a husband.
There it is.
All right. My husband doesn't understand why this has to happen. That we just need to tell him not to do it. He started puberty at 16 and views masturbation before adulthood as unnecessary.
He did not start puberty at 16.
Correct.
He started puberty at 14. He started jerking off at 16.
Uh-huh.
Which is a bit late.
Yep.
I'm saying something that I have a feeling he was doing this for a lot longer than they think. And all of a sudden now it's making a lot of noise. Go ahead.
So he started puberty at 16 and views masturbation before adulthood as unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a high-stress home, started before puberty.
Whoa. Sorry, go back.
Yes.
We dropped another bomb.
I grew up in a high-stress home.
Yeah. No, before that.
Oh, sorry. So
the man?
I'm assuming it's the husband.
The husband,
he started
yeah.
puberty at 16 and views masturbation before adulthood as unnecessary.
Okay, so she's talking about her husband started puberty at 16?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Weird to bring that up.
Yes.
And he thinks masturbating before adulthood is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like masturbation is unnecessary, but it's
it sounds like he's like,
stop.
well, if he's not an adult, so he doesn't need to. So if you tell him to stop, he'll just stop.
Yeah,
which is a very weird way to think about things.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not a switch you turn on and off.
No.
Is your husband a human being? Is my question. Go ahead.
All right. I grew up in a high-stress home, started before puberty, and realized that it's a major need, if only for stress relief.
Wait a minute.
That is true. I can back that
Wait
up.
a minute.
It is a great stress
This sounds
relief.
really fucked up. So
Yep.
she was in a high-stress household, and she started
Yep.
masturbating before puberty, which I don't think is the thing, because puberty isn't just a start hard date. I think it is a soft era in which hormones start changing in your body. But
Yes.
she's just jerking off to like find sweet release of the high stress. Like, this is terrible sounding.
No,
Yes,
it
it
definitely
is.
works though.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
For like a couple minutes at least.
But I think that it's just like I feel sad. I feel like I'm just imagining this like poor woman like just stress wanking like.
Yeah,
I need
I
to
mean
get
it's
out of
pretty
this
clear that
place.
nobody in this story is living their best life.
No.
No. However, something has to give. I don't want to give him a complex, but people need to be able to sleep. There has to be a set rule other than sometimes we shout at you and sometimes it's never mentioned. Because that's what works best in parenting. But I don't know what time would be free.
That sentence is she's like her words have fallen apart at this point. I don't know what she's saying.
They definitely have. Nephew doesn't have home alone time often, if ever, which is fair enough. Kids typically don't.
Yeah.
I feel like an asshole, but also like I don't really have a choice. And I believe that was the end of her original post. So we'll let it sit there for a second.
Okay, so you're going to have to build a masturbatorium. And this is a separate shed. It can either be under the house or adjacent to it, fully stocked with tissues and lotions and white noise machines.
So TJ, living in a house with 6+ people, how does this work?
Yep.
out?
You just make it work out.
I know. So this is my thought
Yeah.
on it, is that like you just need to like tell the kid, this is the talk every teen got from a dad or a mom saying, fucking clean up after yourself. We can hear you doing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
be
point
like,
you're shamed.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing to be
Yeah.
ashamed of, but
Yeah.
you got to
You know.
find a more discreet way to do this.
Exactly. And
And
they
that-
will.
Yep.
That is a skill that will carry you through the rest of your life.
Yep.
I almost spit my coke out. But I just like the fact that it's like that's a life skill. You got 5 seconds. You're in a fucking. You got someone's coming up the driveway. You got to get that done quickly and discreetly before anyone
I
finds
just
out.
ordered pizza.
Oh shit! Well, I mean, some people like the danger wank, as it's called.
It's the high pressure.
I've and everyone's done that at some point. Maybe not like with the thought of that, but then understanding like, oh yeah, so and so's coming over in like 10 minutes, and I've already began. So let's finish quickly.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because it's like to be sex positive. It's something that is totally good, healthy, like. That's what you need to say, but you also live in a house with a bunch of other people, and you need to make sure you're not.
Yeah, you have to like it's valid that she doesn't want to give him a complex because that's how you get like real fucked up.
Yep.
But you also have to be aware of like other people in the house and like,
there's a level.
Do it in a way that doesn't impact their lives.
I mean, this is seriously like a plot point on every like sitcom. I'm gonna tell her, watch the episode of Weeds where the kid starts jerking off a lot, and then she gets her brother, who's like the cool stoner guy, to like tell him what's up, and he gives him like a talk.
Or alternatively, she could just get the kid really into stand-up comedy.
No, but then he's gonna be doing it in front of people.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Matt came up with a great solution though, is get him like a fucking wank cave.
Yeah.
You know?
Just like one of those little indoor tents that kids have sometimes. You just zip it up.
With like fucking Paw Patrol on the
like
outside.
the whole tent is shaking.
Here's the other thing. I don't know this from the situation. I'm going to assume it's probably not true based on the fact that they have one bathroom and there's 6 people living in the house. But I'm assuming this teen boy, doesn't have his own room, which is why you're asking for this. But if he does have his own room, put a fucking lock on the door, and then you don't have this problem.
Alternatively, if there is a non-functioning bathroom, you don't need like running water to jack off in a room. That could be the masturbatorium.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I wanted to bring that up. I was like, if you got that bathroom that's got non-working toilet, all you need is a fucking like a place you can shut the door, and then afterwards you can go wash your hands in the real bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And a smartphone. Yeah, man. Oh, you guys know you know what it was like. You know what it was like to jerk off before porn.
You had to wait for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition where the swimsuits were painted on.
Yeah. And then you had to hide that shit where no one could find it but you.
When I was in Boy Scouts, we did a trip to an army base like once a year, and I bought that swimsuit edition in like the army base shop. It was great.
But I mean, like that, it's actually kind of mind blowing how different that is as a like a grow up like thing. Because like people, I think starting at our generation, it started to tail off. But like before, especially, we just talk about like having like hidden porn stashes. Yeah. Like you'd get a fucking racy magazine and then like have a drop ceiling tile you could hide that shit in. You know, it's like what people hide weed from their parents now. It was like, porn. Because now it's just like, I got a phone. Like, you know, that's all I need to see boobs. But we had to work hard for our boobs.
You know that trend of, like, incest themes in porn recently? I guess.
Is this a recent thing?
I don't know. I've noticed it, like, everywhere.
It's been popping up on Matt's, like,
so I have a theory about that there's, like, 4 people in the world that pay for online porn and everybody else gets it free, but those 4 people's fetishes dictate whatever is made.
Yeah. I want to bring this up, but like those pay websites, I had a burner card and I paid for one once for a while.
Separate from the pay websites,
it was
there's also
perfect.
There's also commissioned
high quality
porn. You could actually
I
commission
never
your
thought
fetish
about
with
that,
people.
but that makes sense.
Yeah.
But what, the commissioning stuff?
Yeah.
So I've actually, I forget what, it was like an NPR show. They talked about this, but that is like where they make their money now. Because like all the free porn is so like prevalent now, all the websites is like, you know, and like, you know, some people might want to pay for certain things if they have like, you know, stuff, because you know on the free websites they don't always have everything you want, you know, especially if you're into that hardcore shit, you know, that Matt was talking about, but the request stuff is like huge. They spend like an entire day just like they got all these requests, and the guy paid like $500 for this video of just I'm eating a banana and jerking off. Like that's what he wanted, and I say his name a couple times, and that's $500, and that I get that done in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
boom,
so
$500. Like
I have like a friend of a friend, I guess, that did something like this. I don't even know who it is. It's somebody that Kirsten knew, but she had like a broken leg or something, and she ended up just like taking pictures of it for these cast like fetish people, and they would give her a bunch of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was all very much like, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, but if you just take this picture of your cast, people will give you free money.
You heard about the elbow lady, though, right? In Madison. So I had multiple friends that were on dating apps and whatnot in Madison area.
Yeah.
And for multiple people have brought this up. There is a lady that will like send messages to guys on these dating apps asking for photos of their elbows.
Why? I mean, like,
it takes every body part,
Like, that's not me shaming or anything. I just don't understand it.
But whatever,
You don't have to understand.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm never going to understand everything.
It's just so...
semi...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, there was a...
Stop kink-shaming elbows, Matt.
There was a semi-famous Redditor by the name Fucks with Ducks.
Okay.
Who was just on a whole bunch of different subreddits. But he ended up on one of the particular... I don't know if it was an Ask Reddit or whatnot. And he ended up bringing up, the idea of commissioned porn because he had commissioned lots and lots and lots of videos because he does have a rubber ducky fetish. So it was lots of videos that either involved rubber ducks in one way or another, and he like posted a bunch of screenshots from some of his commissions that he had commissioned personally.
That's got to be expensive.
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
Though, there's a lot of guys that aren't married that got a lot of disposable income, living in an apartment, not married, working in the tech industry.
And that man fucks with ducks is Ernie from Sesame Street.
So...
I was going to say, that man is Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in... We've been banned now.
So, Matt, I've been holding this back from you. We have some more context.
Okay.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So we've finished the post, but then there was some stuff in the comments.
Oh, nice. It's always worth it on that Reddit Ships account to go into the comments, because sometimes someone will have extra, like, posts that were related to.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Now, this was actually in the original Reddit Ships post, but this was from the Reddit comments. This is from username ClapbackRat.
Okay.
And
great name.
he on the Am I the Asshole subreddit, he or she, this user is level 51.
Okay.
So they are on this subreddit a colorectal surgeon.
So they get points for giving a relationship advice?
Points for best. Well, because this is Am I the Asshole?
Oh, okay, got it.
Points for best rated answer.
Got it.
And then their answer is what becomes this person is the asshole, or there's no assholes here, or not the asshole, but the other person is.
That's why they're a colorectal surgeon, because they know assholes in and out.
Exactly. So they quoted the phrase in the original post, "Male masturbation, unfortunately, makes noise," and responded with, "No, it doesn't." What?
I mean, it depends how you do it.
Exactly.
Well, it's making noise because he doesn't think what he's doing is making noise. So you just need to seriously say, like, hey, it's cool that you're doing that. Everybody did it. I did it when I was your age. Like, all this stuff. That might be too gross, but like, that's why in the Weeds episode she has to get like her brother to say it, because if it came from mom, it would be too weird. That's why you get like the older brother in the movie Parenthood. This is actually a plot literally from the movie Parenthood. Now that I'm thinking about it, the 80s movie, where Joaquin Phoenix is actually the child, and he's jerking off, and it's too loud, and he gets Keanu Reeves, who's dating his sister, who's a cool guy, and actually his like whole character arc, because he's like this burnout, but he ends up being like actually a really good boyfriend because he's like always there for her. But then he like gives him the talk, and he's like, "Hey, dude, it's totally cool. Like, I still do it. Everyone does it. Just be a little quieter about it." And it worked.
What if it's making noise because he's just doing it wrong? Like he's like,
ow, ow. Yeah.
Oh, this is really painful. I don't know why people like this so much.
Yeah, I don't know.
All
Never mind. I was going to bring up a found footage festival video, but I'm not going to talk about too much. So I will say that what exists in the world, and this is something that does exist for... There are videos for those, I believe, with Down syndrome and other developmental disabilities talking about masturbation and how to do it.
That makes sense, yeah.
And when it is appropriate to do it. And like, you know, and that and so they, and one of their like video episodes, they have clips from it, and it's like super like, it's like so real, but you're like, I get, you know, this has to exist,
and made by
know?
like incredibly earnest people, probably.
Yeah, it was, and it's just like, I mean, this is, I guess someone's got to have this talk at some point, like, because it's something like, you know, people that have, you know, regular cognitive upbringing and everything are just like, they understand this is a private thing, but you know, if you have developmental disabilities, you just might not make that connection. Someone explicitly has to tell you, you know, this is when it's okay. And they're just like, make sure you just do it in a room with no one else. Shut the door, you know, respect other people's right to privacy. And it's pretty simple. Like, I think you just need to have that talk. Like, hey, just be a little quieter. But it needs to not come from mom or he'll get a complex.
Yep.
It's got to come from dad. Like, that's the only way. Sorry, Dad. Also, right. This dad, why? Like, just stop. Like, dude, you were 16 once, man. Like, you know what it was like. Like, hormones are insane. And you want him doing it at home and not somewhere else, you know? Like, fuck. Do they have a garage? Like, there's got to be a place here.
Exactly.
A tool shed.
So this continues.
Oh, God.
What the fuck is he masturbating to or with that wakes people up? YTA, you're the asshole. Teenagers masturbate, and you won't be able to ban him from doing so. If, for whatever reason, he is being this loud, talk to him about being more discreet.
Yeah.
And we get a response from the original poster.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. The part that makes the noise is the ejaculation.
No, it doesn't. What?
Is he doing it into like an old timey spittoon?
Matt, it's not done.
Every scene I've seen in an old timey Western movie is taken a completely different context now. You hear that pating, and it's just some guy underneath the table. Right. Well, yeah, like, what is he doing?
Maybe he's just like groaning really loud or something.
Wait a minute. You guys don't scream at full volume every time.
I just yell "I'm sorry" really loudly to no one in particular and start crying.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry this is happening. Like, what?
I'm sorry.
Just to
get
laugh
one of those
in
things.
general.
Have you seen those terrifying child masks? You know what I'm talking about? The muffler things?
No.
So this was like a Kickstarter thing, but it was like a muffler for like children who like are crying loudly, and you like put it over their face so that they don't make noise. And I think that it got like co-branded into a it wasn't.
Oh.
There was another thing where like you could talk on your phone. And,
Yeah,
like,
I've seen that. Yeah, this
So
is like
get
an
that.
active noise canceling, so it
So he's
like
like,
has a microphone and then pumps up opposite. It's fucked up.
What is? She needs to like tell him to stop yelling while he's jerking off. Like, that's it. Like, this is easily fixable.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is,
Okay.
right?
Is there more?
There's more.
Oh my God!
Do you not
this
remember
is a gold mine. I didn't read all of it. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm in.
I'm glad you didn't read all this. This is great. All right. She continues her comment. AFAIK, which is
As far as I know. Yep.
It's supposed to sound like clink, 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 but it sounds more like dumping coins into a bucket.
I'm so confused.
Is that a robot?
I think he's
Is
like
he
an
jerking
ice
off
mutant.
and is he shooting out ball bearings? What the fuck is going on? Clink, clink, clink.
That's what it's supposed to sound like.
No, it's not.
But it sounds more like dumping coins into a bucket.
Has she ever seen a man jerk off?
She's married.
She's married.
And if the ejaculation's supposed to make the noise,
Is this why her husband didn't jerk off till he was like an adult? Because when he was a child, he was shooting bullets through a wall? Like, what the fuck?
What could that mean?
that is the end of the comment.
What?
Right.
That's what we're left
That's
with?
just like throwing a grenade into a room and walking away. Like, what the fuck?
We need to solve this mystery. What the heck
What
is
is
the
this
sound of dumping coins into a bucket? Not the clink, clink, clink part, which is what she thinks it's supposed to sound
Yeah,
like.
it's not sounding like clink, 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 which is wrong.
Dump, you know,
I wish I had...
Why does it sound like a freaking jackpot at an old-timey casino?
Yeah.
Maybe it is the Splatoon thing. The other thing I'm thinking is like, I don't know if what the fuck. I don't know.
Has he got like handcuffs or something? Like chains going on? I mean, if he does, he's into some advanced level masturbating.
Yes.
At that point. So I'm fairly certain the teenage special, at least as far as I remember, was dry and quietly so that no one else could possibly imagine that you're doing that in the Christian household you were grown up in.
And the worst would be the sound of a creaky bed or, you know.
Yeah, that's the noise you'd hear.
Exactly. So
I don't think he's jerking off.
I didn't read the Twitter comments to this until today.
I don't think he's jerking off.
So, first of all, a couple of Twitter comments.
TJ, this is
found this
fascinating.
thing.
I just
It
want to
is.
thank you.
Because it's been grating on me for days. I'm like, what has been clinking? What the heck would be that clinking sound? Clink, clink, clink. Now, the post has been edited, and someone has posted some screenshots on Reddit specifically, where the original poster has now added, "I'm not good at describing noises. JFC, Jesus fucking Christ." But
still, like, what noises?
the most liked.
Oh my God, I got this. This is so right. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Yep, go ahead. I want you to read it.
So, I'm not going to out him, but you can easily find it. Know what? I'm going to out him. Twitter user at justfa lurkin. He mentions, hate to out myself as a pervert, but I'm pretty sure the sound that they're describing is the sound that's triggered when a cam girl gets a donation.
Correct.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
My friend told me.
Yes, there are multiple people, actually. I found another user saying, no, that's the noise that when cam girls on multiple live services get donations. It's super loud.
And specifically, it's super loud, yes.
Yes, so that other people know that someone's paying money. So it's to try and make you be like, oh yeah, people are dropping money, I should drop some money.
Yep.
The best part is the part that makes the noise is ejaculation. It's supposed to sound like
clink,
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 clink.
clink.
What?
But it sounds more like dumping coins into a bucket.
I like someone put a GIF of a transformer who has a crane that looks much like a penis, or maybe he's jerking off with those Newton like clicky clack balls. Like, what the fuck is going on? She hasn't commented in 4 days. The people are like, what is going on? Clanking coins. I think that makes sense. Kid needs to drink more water. Oh my God.
Someone posted, I mean, a yell of yippee-ki-yay is traditional, but that sounds like he's firing kidney stones, nails, or small change. Is the nephew of the OP secretly a robot?
I like these other comments here that are gold. Babies are screaming. I keep crashing my car because it sounds like a robot throwing up whenever my nephew ejaculates. Like,
is he Metal Mario?
What is happening? Clink, clink, clink.
This is the most confusing thing I've ever heard.
Am I the asshole for thinking it was skeet, skeet, skeet?
Someone says this dude is just in the room quietly spinning his Beyblades and is getting a masturbation ban out of nowhere. Someone, is he Metal Mario? Oh my God. That's my thought. This guy's a robot. This kid's a secret robot.
I can't find the post, but there was someone's like, I don't need to read the rest of this, but you are the asshole. And someone responds like, you have to read the rest of this.
Yeah.
So my thought is now the fix for this becomes buy the kid some fucking headphones.
Yes.
Also, if he has an iPhone, you're fucked because they don't have headphone ports anymore. And I want to say fuck Apple for this because it has massively increased the amount of people not using headphones in public. It really has.
Yep.
Yes. Because I see
My
so many
solution
people.
is to just not go in public.
I mean, that's fair. I try and avoid it as much as I can, but sometimes it's unavoidable. Like you're in a diner and someone's just fucking loudly listening to some shit on their phone.
So, okay, I just want to back up for a second.
Okay.
Yep.
I think the writer's a woman, right?
Yes.
Yes.
She
So
said she's-
at some point, somebody like this noise is happening, and she was like, "What's that?" And somebody told her, "Oh, that's just your nephew masturbating." And then she was just like, "That's what masturbation sounds like, I guess."
I think her husband lied to her about because I think he was implying he never masturbated. When he talked about, he didn't hit puberty until 16 and he thought it was unnecessary before marriage or whatever it was. Where is it? Oh, masturbation before adulthood as
Yeah.
unnecessary. Yeah.
This whole thing is fucked.
Who the fuck?
At
is
least the
making-
kid's having a good time.
The clink.
Clink, clink, clink.
What the fuck? The cam girl thing totally makes sense. though.
It does. It makes so much sense, but it makes like everything else not make sense.
Too much iron in his diet.
Like it, I don't know. It's either the cam girl thing or she just is so bad at describing sound that it like I don't know.
No, an ejaculation makes no noise. I'm sorry.
Coins in
Unless-
a bucket.
Mine sounds like this.
That's because you have a horn where your dick should be.
Yeah.
There's a big
It was a
old.
very expensive surgery.
Holy shit, dude! Thank you so much, TJ. That was. I feel drained after that. I feel emotionally exhausted.
Did you hear all those
Yeah.
coins hitting
Yeah,
that bucket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish I had a coin right now. Here. I have a ceramic bowl and a couple bottle caps.
That's some live Foley right there.
I work with what I got, guys. I try my best. Oh, you know what might be better in this glass? All right, I'm finished.
Yep.
All right, moving on.
Sorry, guys. I just had to come real quick.
It sounds like an explosion. Wow, thank you, TJ, for bringing that up. Wow.
You're welcome.
All right, Matt, what are you up to? Transition. Let's do a hard transition.
Yeah.
How did
that
you
too is
spend the
hard.
holidays, Matt? How about that?
I
Did you blow
drank
anything up?
no, actually. I just drank, well, mostly my liver, I guess, blew up.
Fair enough. Yeah.
We went down to Kirsten's parents' place and just
Ooh.
had a bunch of. Her mom has this like beer fridge in the basement that she just
Nice.
collects like stuff that looks interesting, and then she doesn't really drink that much, so it just piles up. So there's just, like,
Somebody's
this-
got to drink it, man.
Yeah, it's like this crazy Aladdin's cave of like beers, and so I did my best to clear out some of those, and I made a pretty decent dent in them.
Nice. That's good to hear. Any particular faves you remember?
Not faves, but like the weirdest one I had was a Goes, which is like a style of beer that's sour and salty and very strange. It was good, but definitely not what I would reach for if I wanted to like satisfy a beer craving.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I watched The Disaster Artist when we got back.
Oh yeah, I saw that in the theaters.
It was what like so this is a story of Tommy Wiseau making The Room. And honestly, like the story TJ just presented with us, it left me with more questions than answers. Like, I need to know this guy's backstory and why he seemingly has an infinite supply of money and where that accent's from and what's going on. And how old is he? Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Man, I had a weird beer too, and I thought it was Capital Brewery. What are some breweries that are in the Madison area? What's
Capital. There's Carbon 4. There's One Barrel. Ale Asylum.
It was Ale Asylum. That's it. Thank you. I couldn't remember the brewery that it was, but they had a beer, and I just wanted to shout it out because we're talking about beers.
Mm-hmm.
They actually Ale Asylum's got some cool shit.
Yeah. They're it's like Velveteen Rabbit or Velvet Rabbit or something like that. It's really good.
Oh my god, you have to be over. I have to click I'm over 21 to own their fucking website. How fucking dumb is that shit?
Yeah.
Hoplicious is okay. People really like hops. It's a little bit, I think, too much. If that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
I like hoppy, but that's like just trying to be super hoppy.
Yeah, it's kind of like the like early 2000s trend of hoppy beers where they were just trying to blow your face off with it. A lot of IPAs now are a lot more balanced.
Oh. Yeah, I had their like season. They had like a summer beer, maybe. Is this what it is? I'm so confused because
was it a Kolsch or a Shandy?
I need to see the image. There, I got the image of the thing. It's not a Kolsch. It's not even a seasonal. I just seemed like it was seasonal. It's called the Keeper Movin'. That's it, really. It's a light pilsner available in Wisconsin. It's got it's only a 4.2 alcohol by volume. So
I went to their website and clicked I'm under 21, and it took me to Google.
Nice.
I just wanted to
That's
see
so
what
dumb.
happened.
But Untapped only gives it a 3.4. Wow. I feel like all these beer apps, though, people are super picky.
Yeah, and if it's like a light pilsner, it might just be the fact that it's got like pretty subtle flavors that
it does.
find boring.
I think I was like, it's actually really nice for like a hot summer day because it's
yesterday it was fucking balls hot out.
Yes, it was. It actually wasn't even like temperature wise super hot because at least where I was in Madison it was like 85, but the humidity, holy shit, it was so humid out that it was just oppressive. But this beer, Keep Her Moving, was good because it's a little hoppy. A little light hoppiness, so there's actually some bite to it, a little peppery, but it also was like very drinkable and light, so you could like chug it, and you need that fucking moisture, you need that goddamn hydration from it. So
I find that recently, like a little bit of hop bite makes a beer like that more refreshing, whereas if it was something more like Miller that like should be more refreshing because it's basically water. Like for some reason it doesn't get you like that.
I will say I do absolutely hate this beer now based on the description they have of it here. Let me just read this to you and try not to cringe. Hey dare guy, Charlie Barron's here from the Manitowoc Minute. I made a beer with my fellow cheeseheads at Ale Asylum over there in Madison. It's a light pilsner that's only available in Wisconsin and perfect when you want a couple 2-tree beers. You'll want to stock up because holy cripes, winter's coming and you don't want to be sober for that. Keep Her Moving's available year-round, both packaged and on tap throughout Wisconsin. Yeah, it's really...
So I'm going to kill myself now.
Yeah, like fucking no.
That's what people sound like where I grew up.
I know, but you're trying too hard there. Stop. Just make a good beer.
You don't need to talk like that in text format.
Yeah, come on. It's cringy.
I'm definitely going to have an Ale Asylum Bedlam later. I forgot.
Yes.
It's been so long since I've had that, and I forgot how much I like it.
Yes. They just make some cool, weird beers, if that makes sense.
I want to go on one of their tours, but I just, like, keep forgetting.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is it's really close to where you live.
Yeah.
Because it's right in town. I do like their stuff, though. But yeah, Matt, you'd like that Ballistic. They make some extremely high ABV beers. like the Mercy, which is one of their winter beers, is 10% ABV. I mean,
It's crazy.
Belgian style. Fuck yeah. Those fucking Belgian monks know how to
they
get
make like
lit AF.
Oh yeah, they have a Belgian triple that's 9.8%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They got some.
Have you ever
some
had
Belgian
barley
styles.
wine?
No. What is barley wine?
So I guess back in the day, the like Bavarian royalty were like, hey, we need a fancy drink like wine, but with our stuff, and they invented basically this like nuclear beer that's up to like 16% ABV sometimes.
Oh wow.
And I think I've tried it once or twice, and it's just like first sip, immediate headache for me.
Yeah.
It's way too much.
So like just for reference, like wine ABV typically is about 12-13%. So a 10% ABV beer is like drinking a glass of wine.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
is
you
strong.
drink like a little like
Yeah.
6-ounce glass of it or something.
I mean, yeah. Like get like a what is the ABV of liquor? Like 40?
I don't know.
Because it is
It's 40% liquor.
is
They're
80 proof.
usually. Yeah.
80 proof is 40%. So 100 proof is 50%.
But I don't
It's-
know what that translates to ABV. Is that like a
Oh,
1
no,
out of
AB
10 thing?
ABV would be percent, I believe.
Is it? So it's
Yep.
40 ABV?
Yeah, because 40% of the liquid you're drinking is alcohol. The other 60% is
Oh,
water.
alcohol by volume is what that stands for. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So in like a beer, only a 10% of what the can is straight alcohol. The other is like beer, barley, hops, like all that, or water, fermented
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Little
So,
floating pieces of dead yeast.
hell yeah. That's the, if you get the cloudy beers, that's what that
Yeah.
is. It's good for you.
Those hazy IPAs. I've heard the hazy IPA is referred to as the white dude version of a pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, I'd agree. Guys,
But I love them because I'm a basic bitch.
we got stuck up by someone who wants all of our anime.
Yeah, I saw that
Alright, chat.
Bukaki Joe in the chat room.
Excellent name. Before we get to the the relationship Reddit ship that I posted, that I tanted last week, that I don't want to completely go. It's an Am I the Asshole as well, actually, but it's about relationships. We'll get to it. I want to talk a little bit about anime. So I ranted about this a while ago, but you remember that Neon Genesis Evangelion Netflix thing was coming out, and I was like really mad.
Mm-hmm.
So I was worried that they were going to do a redub,
Yeah.
and they announced it basically the week before it came out. Fuck yeah, we did a redub. Here it is. And there's been quite a mass amount of we talked about this last week, didn't we? Right? I was ranting about this with somebody.
Maybe. I don't know. I heard
podcast.
about it. I don't know if it was on here or somewhere else.
I don't know if it was on here, but either way.
When was I ranting about this?
Probably
Was it
just
during?
every
Was it
day
when we were
in your
playing
life.
World of Warcraft together, and I was
Oh,
ranting
that could have
about
been it too.
because we were playing a little WoW Classic together.
A little
I just want
elastic.
to. I guess I'll recap here. I'm not going to go super long, but I listened to a bunch of it this week. Been watching it. I'm now have resolved myself to. I'm going to wait for someone to put up the because I will say they did an incredible job remastering the video. It looks the best it's ever looked, in HD. But the dub that they did is fucking trash. And the dub that you know what? I think I did talk about this when we were playing World of Warcraft because I was ranting about it now while we were playing. Okay.
You're getting like that sense memory of,
Or maybe it
running
was right
through
before we started
Rage
the episode last
Firegasm
time.
and ranting about this.
Oh my god! Fuck those trogs. But the show, the original dub was maligned because it is, it was mid-90s. There wasn't a lot of anime being dubbed. Like I think the talent level was not super high, and I will definitely say that the original dub has some really clunky moments because there are a couple characters who are done not great. But they're mostly the minor characters. You have some of the nerve workers and some of the kids all have that. I will say one thing the original dub does is pronounce the fucking company name Nerve correctly, because the new dub, they're people pronouncing it Nerve, and other people are pronouncing it nerve. So it's another thing I hate about fucking dubs, when they don't have consistency between pronunciations on made up words. So that's fucking bad, which leads me to believe they did not spend a lot of time directing this and did not have everyone in one location recording this. So someone was like, yeah, that sounds like you pronounced it right. That's good. And then they fucking put it together, and everyone's pronouncing this company they all work for in different ways, because that makes sense. Couple other things. I will say the new Masato is actually not too bad. I was worried about that because she was one of my favorite voice actors in the original. But she is, and the main problem I have with this dub is that it sounds like they fucking had a gas leak in the studio. It is so subdued. I felt like I said, did Zack Snyder direct this? Like, it is so like grimdark, like heavy. Whereas like the original anime was fucking bananas. That the dub that ADV did for Evangelion was fucking off the wall. They went crazy. And the lady who did Asuka in the original, who's one of my favorite characters, Asuka Veray every day. You know how I stand. I just want to bring this up because I have the names.
Never mind.
Yeah, fucking get off my dick here. Asuka Veray every day. Anyway, I'm gonna Control F and find the thread on the internet where I ranted about this because I had the details of some of that voice actor names that I don't remember because I never thought about them too much until this happened. Tiffany Grant, that's who it is. I keep wanting to say Amy Grant, who I believe is a singer, but it's Tiffany Grant who played Asuka. She actually spoke fluent German, and the character who Asuka is a girl who's a Japanese girl who lived in Germany, so she learned German and was fluent. And in the original dub, they have her go off on the German sometimes, and it is very realistic sounding because it's like fucking fluent ass German. And her character there's lines that she speaks in German in the script. But in addition to that, ADV did some real creative stuff that I think not everyone agrees with, because this is a whole argument we can have against translation versus localization. And this is something that gets lost. And TJ, you know all about this with video games, where the difference between a straight translation and a localization are so key. Because if you're just going to straight translate, there are going to be cultural references, turn of phrases, all sorts of things that are extremely Japanese that an American audience just won't connect with. Because part of creating a dub is creating the exact feeling that the original script is trying to do, translated to a Western audience. And so they did a lot of stuff, but they ad-libbed a lot of lines. This happened, I mean, fucking Ewan from While Away can talk about this at length because he had a whole video on YouTube, which I would recommend anyone watch, about the differences between the Blu-ray version and the original DVD version of Kiki's Delivery Service, where they cut a lot of lines that were added by Phil Hartman that he felt added to the movie, which I agree with. They were great. Phil Hartman's a treasure. But in this, you know, Tiffany Grant was just dropping fucking German swear words everywhere, you know, and like just being, you know, like instead of, and there was just so much emotion with these characters. Some would say probably over the top. There's some memes about Shinji screams and whatnot. They're a bit over the top. But they had some highs. They swung for the fences. And I think for the most part, they hit a home run with the original. Like it wasn't perfect. Like maybe the manager was telling them, hey, all we need is a fucking, you need to just bunt one out between the two bases to finish this, and they fucking went for the home run. But it got the job done. Maybe it was one exactly everybody wanted, but it fucking went crazy. Some of the stuff that the new dub did, hey, it's Pride Month, let's remove some of the gay subtext of one of the main characters in the text. So there's a character in the Kaoru who is one of the angels. I'm not getting into the plot. I could spend 40 hours describing the plot of this. There's a character that shows up near the end who meets with Shinji, and they have some very romantically charged moments. This is a 14-year-old boy who is first, like we talked about in our previous Am I the Asshole, going through puberty and starting to understand his sexuality. And he meets this very pretty boy And I think they have a lot of feelings, going back and forth. And in the original translation, he talks about how he loves him. Like, the Kaoru loves the main character, and it's because I love you. That's why we're doing this. And now, in the new translation, it says I like you.
Yeah.
Which is very different.
Well,
and
so I heard
yes,
about this on another podcast, actually, like randomly enough. And
this is a localization versus translation thing.
Yeah,
I feel.
the guy that was saying that, like, the original Japanese was like, it was like, but it was like. So it's like somewhere in the middle of like, how do you properly translate that? And it seemed to be like maybe like was the right word to choose, but the actor should have sold it more to have the right subtext.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get that far in the dub. I've only listened to like the first few episodes. But the point is here with this character is that there is definitely supposed to be a gay romance a subplot to this, because they are in a bathhouse together.
Isn't that like the next scene? They're in a bathtub
He slowly
together?
moves his hand over onto his hand. I mean, it is very implied. There's official like Evangelion like manga and like sanctioned things that go into deeper detail about this thing, because the whole idea is that he's 14. He's understanding where he's at, and this character isn't gay in like a super sexual way. It's so odd because this character is actually one of God's angels sent down, and he actually has to kill him later on. It's fucked up, and it's even super fucked up because it's this guy who he kind of has some feelings for, but he isn't sure about, and he has to fucking kill him because he's trying to end the world, basically. And so he's like, and then he's like, oh, it's the fucking anime is so good because he's holding him in his fucking hand in this giant robot, and he's like, it's okay, Shinji, you can kill me. Like, and he does. He crushes him. It's fucking heartbreaking. The fucking show is so good. But anyway, the original anime dub was great because these characters were over the top, super emotional, like that. The new dub, everyone is just fucking quiet. It's like everyone just told to like, just don't be too crazy. We don't like, I feel like people were told like, this is beloved. Don't like, make any big choices because people might not like it. And there are some parts in the new dub that are okay. Like, I think the new Shinji's, he's all right. They got this guy who's got a pretty light voice and it works. But like, fucking up pronunciation, like having low emotional stakes in some of the moments where they go crazy is just, why redub this? Like, and they cut Fly Me to the Moon from the end credits. They couldn't shell out for the fucking rights to this song, a Japanese cover of Fly Me to the Moon, sung by one of the Japanese voice actresses. Like, what? It just is mind-boggling. It's like, they put all this fucking pomp and circumstance about how they're going to put out this anime legend, and then they fuck it up. Like, the translation on the subs is different. It just is like, what are you doing? They did it poorly.
Is there any word on why they like redubbed it at all? Was there like a weird rights thing or?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, so it's weird because ADV as a company doesn't exist anymore. So what I feel like there probably isn't an impossibility for them to get the rights to do this, because obviously anything's possible legally because it probably was so complicated that it wasn't worth the effort for them.
Yeah. And maybe it would have been more expensive to figure out that.
Oh, of course. Way more expensive because they didn't fucking get Hollywood A-list actors to do this dub. You know what I mean? Like, this is just some, probably very talented voice actors that were directed not very well, in my opinion. So, and that just sucks. Like, it just... they didn't put care to it. It sounded like they wanted to put a lot of care to this. And the more fucked up thing about this entire situation, and I've ranted about this for longer than I wanted to, but the most fucked up thing about this entire situation is they had, like, they knew that this was going to be charged going in. And they had all these expectations that they were going to, like, do right by this and that. And they just... fucking obviously didn't spend any time or money on this. Like, they couldn't get the rights to the song. Like, and the Fly Me to the Moon which is the end credits theme, sung, I can't remember. The Japanese voice actress for Rei, I believe, is just beautiful and great to end this really dark show with this really light, jazzy cover of this, and they didn't do it. It's like when they fucking got Married with Children, they couldn't get the rights to the original music at the opening. It's like, that's iconic, Love and Marriage, like, get the Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Like, fucking pay him his cut. You can pay fucking, what is it, like $100 million for the rights to Friends, but you just can't shell out the probably like $20,000-$30,000 it is to license this song. Like, come on. Like, they're just not spending money. And the other fucked up thing is that they're in Japan, and they're currently doing this now, is they're doing movies, the Eva Rebuild movies, which is the series told through, I believe, 4 movies they're going to do, retold, and they have the original voice actors from the ADV on it. They could have paid them to do a redub, but they didn't. They got new people. It's just fucking stupid. So there will be a new movie coming out next year when the next Japanese one's released, and they're going to have the original voice actors from the 90s doing the characters again in it. Not the same ones from this new dub. It's like 2 timelines they've created for no reason. I'm sorry. Netflix sucks ass. I'm not gonna fucking
fuck Netflix.
I'm gonna rant. Do you see the information Netflix had analytics wise about new TV shows?
No.
So someone posted this. Maybe it was someone internally from Netflix posted this externally. But their analytics have decided that the optimum amount that a television show should exist is 2 seasons. Because 2 seasons is what brings in the optimum number of subscriptions. And any seasons past 2 isn't bringing new people in. And also, they said, any season past 2, the showrunners and actors ask for raises. So it's the perfect time to end a series. So if you're on Netflix and you see a lot of series that are new to Netflix, don't expect them to be more than 2 seasons long. Because that's what they're shooting for. And
that makes sense, though. Like,
it does, but it's fucked up. That's not a good way to get invested in television.
There's not a lot of series that make it past 2 really good seasons and then keep having good seasons. Usually there's
true,
a slow circling the drain thing.
And it's such like a tech, like, because they have all these algorithms and advanced analytics to kind of give them user data and stuff that I'm sure they're super happy about. But we all know that Game of Thrones show after season 2, the numbers just dropped off. Nobody subscribed to HBO after season 2.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's
come
the thing.
on.
Like, this is sort of setting things up to cater to the average show, and that'll prevent like a weird breakout like Game of Thrones from happening.
Yeah. Again, like I said, they are just aiming for a base hit and not swinging for the fences.
It's only a matter of time
sucks.
before they have a show entirely written by their algorithm.
I know, right? There's a Black Mirror episode, I'm sure, about to be written by a robot.
A show kind of like the Bandersnatch thing, but instead of you choosing it, it like picks whatever it knows you want to see based on your viewing habits.
I actually kind of like to see that,
Yeah.
and then watch the other versions and be like, oh yeah, you're right.
That would be wild.
But I mean, I kind of like that in a way, but it also is becoming creepy, like capitalistic, like what is it, dystopia of media
but
future.
then when that happens, there will be another wave that pops up that's like, no, these are handcrafted by actual human shows. This is like the farmer's market of television shows.
I feel that way about Orange is the New Black. I feel like the first 2 seasons were good, and then after that, it kind of dropped off for me.
Yeah.
I will say that maybe Netflix, you just start making bad fucking TV shows.
Yeah.
How about that?
No word yet on if Stranger Things 3 is any good, at least for me.
I have heard that it is good.
The second season I liked, but it did have like a lot of stuff that was kind of
Do I have a
great.
strong desire to watch Stranger Things season 2? No.
Yeah.
I'm just feeding into this right now. I'm like, this algorithm's stupid. Oh, 3rd season of the show I watched the first 2 seasons of? I don't know if I'm going to check it out. Like, I'm completely playing into the algorithm right now.
I'm definitely going to watch it, but how soon I watch it depends on if I like hear good buzz around it and stuff.
I've heard simultaneously that it was really good and that it was pretty good and okay. But I've not heard, it was awful, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I've heard faint praise to effusive praise, but I'm trying not to read too much because I feel like I might as well not have anything spoiled because they haven't really put a lot out in terms of spoilers. So I feel like it's pretty wide open to understand. All I know is that Carrie Elwes is the villain, which is pretty fun.
Oh, As You Wish guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have yet another 80s actor brought back.
That's pretty awesome.
Thing.
Big fan of his work in Saw Part 1.
Can we do a relationships.txt? It's a Reddit ship. Time to join the Reddit ship. All right. Now I feel bad because this is an Am I the Asshole, but...
Am I the relationship asshole?
Yep. All right. Am I the asshole 34M for crushing my wife's 31F birth control pills? I promise this is not me posting this. I'm only 33 and my wife is not yet 31. But TLDR, my wife and I have been trying to start a family for months now. Nothing is working. We're still fairly new to marriage, but both established as we want kids sooner rather than later. Wife hasn't gotten any positive pregnancy tests back yet, and I'm starting to get worried. Naturally, and we've suggested get medical advice. Wife has been reluctant. She says she's waiting for the right, quote-unquote, moon phase to get pregnant. Growing suspicious, I snooped around looking for evidence of cheating. Instead, I found birth control and Plan Bs in her top drawer. I took count and knew she was taking 1 pill per day. We had sex last week while she said she was also taking the birth control. I'm devastated and angry. I crushed all of her birth control and stormed out of the house. I'm staying with my brother now. Am I the asshole for ruining her birth control and leaving? That's it. But we have a lot of additional info. More information. Okay. Wife and I knew before getting married we wanted to start a family and have kids. Wife and I know everything about each other. There's no reason why she would hide birth control from me. She doesn't have painful periods, acne, or crazy hormonal fluctuations that will permit her need to use birth control. That is something that is definitely real. Some people have to use birth control because of their hormones, and having the regulation of birth control really helps them. Wife has been reluctant and unwilling to see a doctor on fertility. Wife has been drinking a bit more, saying stuff like, well, I won't get to do this as a mom. Gotta love that excuse for stuff. Like, let's do something stupid because I don't have to be responsible right now. And has even tried Coke for the first time. Whoa!
I mean, it's way better than Pepsi.
Buried the lead there, stating it was a one-time deal and she just wanted to get it out of the way. Love the fucking crazy mom here. Wife and I even purchased a minivan for $50,000 with the best upgrades, bells and whistles. Okay, come on now. That's dumb as shit. Wife loves the car a lot and even says that she thinks their future baby will be very safe in it. We've been prepping and baby-proofing our home in small ways. Okay, you want to talk about burying the lead right now? Here comes the lead. We have an open relationship. Okay. I feel that she could be honest with me if she doesn't want kids.
Okay, I don't think he means like open.
Okay.
I think he just means like
that's true.
Talk about
but
stuff.
She's been very enthusiastic about starting a family. I fear maybe she's cheating. What should I do? Am I the asshole for destroying her medications? ?
I mean, it's not the best way to handle it, but like, I don't know. It's understandable that like in the moment you would just be so pissed off at this discovery that you crushed the pills. You're not like punching the wall or something. But yeah, I feel like ultimately this has to be solved through talking.
Yeah, I think that in this situation, is he the asshole for crushing up the birth control? I think somewhat yes, but I think that it was done in an emotionally charged moment because they have been, at least in his mind,
it was a heated gaming moment,
heavily trying to have a child, like doing like, unprotected sex, no birth control, trying to get pregnant.
Yeah. And
when he finds out, this whole time I've been thinking we've been on the same page trying to get pregnant. She's still been taking her birth control and hasn't told me about it. Like, and she's still kind of playing along clearly by, the car and making
stuff it seems to me like
she's not ready.
She does like want kids, but like when it got to the moment of, okay, let's now start trying, she was like, whoa. Maybe not just yet.
Yeah.
And then maybe she felt like she was too deep into it to just say, hey, let's hold off.
Yeah. Yeah, and at that point, yeah, I can understand that for sure. Because she's like, I don't want to, like, you know, what she was thinking, I'm assuming right now, we don't know because they obviously haven't talked to each other about this, but I think it was, he's like, let's start a family. She's like, okay, but she's secretly going to keep taking her birth control, and then when she feels ready, she'll just stop taking it, and then it'll happen.
Just like, oh, it's a temporary thing.
I need
he
another,
doesn't
like,
have to
3
know.
months.
It won't hurt him.
Exactly. And if it would have lasted not a long amount of time, maybe he would never have known, because maybe it took a few months to get going. But it clearly has gone long enough where he's like, why the fuck isn't this working? We need to go to a fertility clinic. And she's like, I don't know. Maybe we don't need to. I think, is she cheating? I don't know. The fact that she said she went and did coke for the first time after you've been married,
it's a possibility.
Seems bad.
If this is some kind of like crisis or manic phase thing or something, like that.
I'm not going to say doing coke is like going to condemn you, but having never done that before and just deciding to go out and do it,
and it sounds
is
like
a bit weird.
Like with the booze thing, where she's like, I won't be able to do this anymore. Like, it sounds like she's like suddenly trying to like fit all of the life experiences in before she settles down. And a lot of times that comes with like, hey, let's go
before he crushed the. I mean, with all this knowledge now, before he crushed the medication, it would have been a not the asshole, meaning she would have been. But with him deciding to just go all ham fist on pills, I think everybody sucks here. This is definitely an ESH.
Yeah. Everybody just needs to calm down and talk some shit out.
But like, I mean, some of the comments here, people are a bit off here. I mean, like, they're saying, I think there's both sidesism going on here. People are siding with both. Seeing some people saying, oh, she's communicated, she doesn't want to have kids. Clearly she hasn't.
No.
The guy clearly doesn't think that that's what's happening. So I think there are both sides here are not talking to each other very well.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's an asshole for destroying her medication that she was taking, even though she probably was implying she wasn't taking it to him and lying about it. It is obviously not the right thing to do, is to crush it up. It would probably be to confront her about it and say, why are you still taking birth control? I thought we were trying for kids. And then she would be like, oh, yeah. Maybe I'm not so hot on it right now. And then you have the real talk that they should have had months ago. And she's the asshole for also lying about it for this long. Like, you got to be open with your relationship. Someone called the guy an abusive monster, which is a bit strong, I feel.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on.
I mean, he could be. We just don't have any evidence of this.
I don't think that from that post you get that evidence, because the only thing he did was crush up her pills because he thought she might be cheating on him / purposely trying to sour their plan to have a kid, which they apparently had both agreed on at one point. But who knows? So that's the thing. Talk to your loved ones. And if you want to start a family, make a clear plan. And also, if you're the woman in the situation and you're feeling pressured by the man to go off your birth control, be able to say, I still don't think I'm ready yet. That's okay. You know what I mean? Have that talk. Don't lie about it. That's worse. Because he obviously thinks
it's
you're
going to come out eventually.
When it might not be. Like, especially if you have Plan B pills.
It's going to come out eventually, and the longer it takes, the more it's like, the more of a betrayal it is, because you're not just like going back on wanting to have kids. Then you have that kind of like shock, and also, oh wait, also you've been lying to me for several months. I don't know if I can trust you right now.
I would like to also mention I don't get to drink or do coke when I have kids. Hasn't stopped a lot of people.
Yeah. You gotta chain smoke a little bit when you're pregnant to keep that baby weight down. I learned that from Mad Men.
Exactly. Gotta. Don't want to get too fat. Don't have too many sandwiches. The kids got to come out.
How did anybody survive like being born in the 50s?
People didn't. Birth mortality. Although birth mortality has not gone down very much in the recent years, and that is also a problem. But it has definitely gone down since a while ago. But yeah, it is a wonder how people that were in the 60s were alive. But it all comes down to whatchamacallit, rolling the dice. Like, that's how cancer and all that stuff works. It's just chances. So
yeah.
People that are alive now are just people that got lucky. We're doing all the bad shit they were doing to their bodies. And not everybody gets lucky. So
It's
anyway,
crazy
I
that-
have to say, relationships .txt or at Reddit ships is the best fucking Twitter account. Everyone should follow it. We'll have more. I'll tant next week's, since I think I did one and I have a couple more that I had picked out that were good. I don't know if I'll do this next one, but another Am I the Asshole? I guess they were cross-posting a bit for a while there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even put the one that I had. Yeah, there's just one that was more recent where this 38-year-old woman was having sex with their friend's kid who was 18, which I thought was pretty good.
Okay.
And she was like, it's starting to affect his homework. And I was like, ugh, this is fucking weird. That's just an ew. I got some complicated ones here. The most complicated is, am I the asshole for going to a pre-planned vacation with my family rather than my boyfriend's mother's funeral?
Yeah. Yeah, you are.
We'll see. We'll see. How long have they been together? What was the vacation? What are the circumstances? How well did she know the relatives? We'll find out next week. That one's been tanted.
More to come.
What does
Bite
tant
relationship.
stand for?
Tantalize.
Tantalize.
Tantalize. Thank you. I made up the term for this podcast, and I don't even remember what it is.
Yeah.
It's how long we've been doing this. 360 episodes. Give me a
I
fucking
think it
break.
stands for taint.
Yeah.
I've heard other people use the term tant.
Really? That's coined by Born in the
Swear I've
80s.
heard it.
Because I have never used
Yeah.
it. I've never heard that used.
Well,
by
we
anyone.
can switch it to titillate or tit for short. I'm going to tit
titted
this
it.
story for you.
I titted it. I don't know how much time. I think we're getting close to time.
Yeah, we're at
boys.
about an hour
Yeah.
40, not including however we spent pre-show, so it's time for that. The end.
So in the episode write-up that I put in, what do I put for Matt this week? Matt drank a beer.
Yeah. I watched The Disaster Artist, but you didn't want to talk about that.
I think we talked about it when I watched it like
That's
a
fine.
year and a half ago.
It's just wild. It was crazy. Crazy
I,
time.
okay, let's talk about that for 5 seconds then. You're right. I apologize. Matt, you got to push back on me. I'm a
Push back.
bossy man. When I run over your talking like I'm doing now, Matt, yell at me.
Go watch Disaster Artist on Amazon.
It's on
got
Amazon.
It's got a lot of people in it. I also watched Logan Lucky, which is directed
Yes.
by the guy that did Ocean's 11 and 12, and it's the redneck Ocean's 11.
My wife hated that movie.
Oh,
Just-
really? I loved it.
She just likes to hate things because I say they're good.
Does she just hate Southerners?
No, she just I told her it was really good, and she said she doesn't like heist movies.
Oh,
and
that's
then
yeah.
and then I made her watch it, and so I think that just made
It
her
does
hate
have
it even
all
more.
of the heist tropes, which I love.
But it also
I
is
love a good heist
funny.
movie. Yeah.
Like it's more than just that. Anyway,
Good writing.
Anyway, Disaster Artist, read the book as well, Matt. I'm gonna.
I
give you
don't
that
know how to
advice.
read.
Okay. Anyway, the book is written by Greg Sestero. You know, oh hi Mark, that guy.
Yeah.
It's even better than the movie because it goes into even further crazy detail about Tommy.
The wildest
Wiseau.
part about that movie was the end card that said that Greg and Tommy still write together to this day.
Yes, they're actually doing another show together on some channel network thing. Yeah. They're friends. That's the best part about the book and the movie,
Yeah.
is that you just see that it's this friendship that these two guys have.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not mean spirited. Like, look at this
No.
weirdo who
no,
fucked
no.
up my career.
In any way. Well, he was super nice to Greg when he first got to LA, and they had a friendship, and then they kind of had a little falling out, and just like any friendship. So it's a good movie. I like the book even more because it just goes into more detail about where the fuck Tommy came from. And it's still not confirmed, but the book has some good leads, basically. So, yeah. Because he's clearly not from the U.S.
Yeah, and like he must have been just inherited a shitload of money or something.
He's super rich.
Because I don't think nobody knows how old he is, but I don't know if he's old enough to have
Yeah.
amassed a giant fortune.
I guess it's hard for me to talk about the movie because so much of the book is in my mind, and the movie doesn't go into a lot of it. Like,
Yeah,
he owns a clothing company in San Francisco that got really big, like importing denim. I don't know. That's why he's rich. He was a small business owner that blew up, basically. He owned a fashion company.
Okay.
But
All right.
he had nothing. Like, when he came to the U.S., he had nothing. And he owns, like, a giant, super expensive... He bought real estate in San Francisco before it got huge, is part of it. So, just one of those guys. Anyway.
Right place, right time.
Matt, where can we find you?
Matt Haig Music on the YouTube and matthagmusic.com.
All right, I'm on the Hell website, twitter.com at John_Danger, as well as borninthE80s.net is the website. That's what I wanted to get out. You can go there, or our Discord, where we chat about fun stuff. Now we have a politics corner that I fucked up creating and made a separate category for. Did somebody
I can fix that.
You,
I haven't fixed it yet, but I can do that.
yeah, it's fine.
Also, you can find me. That's at mayofmay84 on the Twitter, and then now that everyone's gonna be coming home, I will be streaming even less than I didn't stream anything when they were gone at twitch.tv/mayofmay.
You just gotta stream from your masturbatorium. It's all kinds of privacy in there.
Yeah, but the problem is, it sounds like coins in a bucket.
Yeah. Cheek, 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 cheek. Well, you are streaming you're a cam boy.
True. Bye-bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone. I love you.
Because I'm not interesting.
Jamming with stars. Let's see what the new crime loot is.
You can talk about all the fun you've had this week.
Oh, we're up. Hang on. I should mute.
The Bachelor week.
I wouldn't call it fun.
I feel like it's fun.
I've wanted to leave my... Oh, wait, we're live. I don't want to say this on the podcast.
I mean, it could be a preview of the new life you can lead.
It's the opposite of life, so we'll just leave it at that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
Yeah.
Classic Futurama reference. And true. Well, while we're getting set up, I'm going to kill all 3 of the named mobs I need to kill, so
Okay.
this is going well for me.
I'm going to get a link put in a lot of places. We might get some Brit viewers because of what time of day we're recording.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's all right in the Gulliver.
Jolly good.
Those aren't even words.
Oh, they were words.
It was that rhyming slang. Gulliver.
Yeah, it's what is it?
Travels, of course, rhymes
Cockney?
with.
No, it's what was the
Snubbles?
rhyme or the rap that they do in England? Grimecore.
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, Matt, you don't. Matt, you're the resident podcast rap music expert. I
Yeah.
feel so.
How about...
I only listen to Christian trap.
I
I don't even know what that would be.
just had a golf ball in my mouth.
So I feel like the
That's cool.
essence of trap music is very anti-Christian.
We're at a big number, aren't we?
Yeah,
Degrees.
360. It's
Oh, yeah,
all come
360.
full circle.
All right, this is when the podcast becomes exactly what it was when it started.
We should have
We've gone
just
full
replayed
circle.
the first episode.
Yeah, we could. If there's a way we could have audio, we could just play the first episode and we could just rip on how awful it was because you guys weren't in it.
Yeah, I could do that. That might be kind of
Too
a
real.
clusterfuck for audio listeners.
Really?
I don't know.
I always feel like that's something I've always wanted to do on this podcast is have audio that we can listen to and then pause and make fun of.
Yeah.
That's a Stern thing. It's pause and be like, what is this?
Give me a minute to set it up.
He had a pretty good gag of Lady Gaga had that concert series she did on HBO documentary, and it was just extremely pro Lady Gaga's craziness.
Yeah.
Where it was she was drinking her own Kool-Aid pretty heavy, and it was pretty cringy, just talking about all of her fucking fans as her little monsters and stuff, and it was oof. Somebody's got their own little fandom that they're really buying into here. Anyway, I'm just playing World of Warcraft while we're talking now. That's how good of a game it is that you can do other things while you're playing it. It doesn't take... Although I don't know if you could do that with Classic. I feel like in Classic, if you were doing this, you'd be fucking dead. Because you pulled, like... And the other... I want to talk a bit about BFA today, because I've been playing a lot of it. Versus, like, Classic. The differences are extremely stark. Like, multi-pulling is something I constantly am doing. Like, pulling multiple mobs. And that is something that if you did in Classic, you would be dead in seconds.
Yep.
Like, you can basically only ever, like, AoE multiple mobs when you are super high level, basically.
Yeah.
Not something you can get away with. So I'm gonna hearth back, and let's get started soon. And let's get levels.
I'm popping out the chat so I have it wherever I'm...
Matt's internet must be terrible because his video is at, like, 280p, and TJ is, like, in HD.
Not on my end, it's not.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to tell you this, Matt, but they've revoked your internet access.
Oh no, it's because I pirated, definitely legally downloaded WoW Classic.
Oh, whoa.
Well, you downloaded a game that
TJ's
isn't
eating golf
available
balls again.
to be purchased anymore. TJ, what is
up.
this? All right, let me get on
So we want
Twitch.
episode 0.
Oh my god, I don't know.
That one's pretty bad.
Yeah,
That one is
episode
what
1.
got all the bad comments in our iTunes profile.
yeah, because it's the first one that you listen to. Because for some reason, not anymore. But the way podcasts were back in the day, everyone's like, "I'm gonna start from episode 1," or you know,
Yeah.
and-
Now it's just like I'll listen to whatever the newest one is, and
Yep.
when I
And
run
then,
out,
like,
I'll start
go
working
back.
through the back catalog.
Yeah. That's because there's just so much more now than there was. All right, let me listen. All right. This is John talking in his normal volume. Matthew, talk.
Hi, my name is Matt. This is me talking.
And I'm here too.
Okay. How do we all sound, do you think? Matt? TJ, thoughts?
You sound good to me. So assuming my
listened.
level matches yours, it'll sound good on the stream.
Okay, I think we all sound pretty good. Let me just verify with my eyes that my levels are not set insanely, but it doesn't sound terrible. Let's see here. We have the Yeti microphone properties, levels at 100%. Seems like that would be too high. What's happening?
Why are you lying?
But it didn't sound... I don't sound like at 100%, do I? It's because I'm a bit of a ways from the mic. So
John,
I'm
you
actually...
always sound 100% to me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you always sound 100% high.
That too.
Okay. I moved myself a little closer to the mic, so I might be a little louder. Matt, talk.
Hi, my name is Matt.
Ooh, thank you, Matt. TJ?
And I'm here too.
Okay. Yeah, I turned it down. I moved a little closer to the mic. This Yeti mic is pretty good. I ripped on them forever because they're really expensive, but I got to give credit where credit's due. Like
They sound good and they're really easy to use.
For the $100 I spent on this that came with Fallout 76, it was a pretty good deal for a microphone. That's
Yeah,
easy.
I mean that's basically free because Fallout 76 is worth at least $100.
I think so. Matt, how much did you spend on Fallout 76?
I don't know. Well, okay, so I bought a cool helmet and then it just happened to come with a game.
It came. Oh, okay, so the helmet was worth the money, and then the.
Yeah,
It is
I
a
mean,
nice helmet.
Objectively, the helmet's not worth the money, but I just wanted it.
And that's what's
just
worth
based
it.
on build quality and stuff. It's not worth how much it cost.
Guys, do you see that the world's ending because there's a black Ariel?
Oh, is that the new freak out?
Yeah, obviously.
That's funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's sad, but also it's kind of funny.
So I guess all mermaids are white. 'Cause, you know, she is.
They're
a
really
human.
kind of like grayish because they're manatees. Hey, Rodrigo, do you want to come?
We got some really bad opinions about this, huh?
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how many people have strong feelings about Ariel?
Yeah, I was more of a Times New Roman kind of guy.
Yeah. I like Helvetica.
Hey,
'cause I'm a hipster. Okay,
I want to start a hashtag of that as a joke.
Everyone's been doing that already.
Oh, really? Okay. Hashtag not my Ariel, and then like put up Times New Roman for life.
I mean, someone already did a. They showed Disney's Ariel and then a font that said Ariel, and then they redid it as someone who's black, still in that animation style, and then the font was now Arial Black. Because that is a font.
Yeah.
So I'd like to mention, I guess, that the people that have tweeted about this have been ratioed to hell. We have first off, we have
Well, so are
just
you
a lot of
finding this
randos.
in like the Twitter moments thing? Like, is it being highlighted by Twitter?
I don't know, probably.
Because I found when I was on Twitter, still like a lot of the time, it would be like, this controversy is happening right now, and you'd click on it, and it would be like 4 people tweeting about it.
So it's actually really interesting you bring that up, because Lindsay Ellis, who's an awesome YouTuber, one of my favorites actually.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen some of her stuff.
Yeah, she's super thoughtful and has like really awesome videos that are just interesting about like writing and character development and all this stuff. It's just really, really interesting. But she actually posted I guess she has a friend who also does YouTube videos, and he did something about how a lot of times these like controversies around movies are manufactured by the development companies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Specifically because they knew they would get a negative reaction. The movie has just started casting, so it's almost 2 years away. So by the time the movie comes out, this will be dead. And it's something that's going to be so obviously weighted against the people, you know, that are posting about it, that it's just getting buzz about the movie right now. And it's only positive, because the people that are like posting hashtag not by Ariel are terrible people. This person who put a tweet up that, now I got to give some sass here to Michael Harriet on The Root, which is actually a great website that I'd like to go to. But he did post a image from a Twitter account where someone said it's the 1989 Disney movie based on The Little Mermaid, written by Hans Christian Andersen, where it describes white skin as blue eyes. Ariel's from Denmark, Nordic. Hashtag not my Ariel. This person has one tweet. They created this account in July 2019 and tweeted this. So that, for one, I'm going to say is not. Now, this lady whose name is Holly Kentucky, who, looking at her profile picture, she is a Christian life coach, mom of 2, pet lover, author, American flag, hashtag MAGA. In her profile, she's from Mississippi.
So she's Russian.
She is 100% wine mom energy, as she has her photo is her with a glass of wine. And she's posted some swimsuit photos of herself as a redhead, saying, cast me as Ariel, because Ariel was a redhead. Now, you are like 40, so it would be very difficult for the young princess to be 40, but and I would expect that probably the majority of people posting about this are mostly terrible people. And this account now posted about it. They are 2 guys. It looks like a Mike and Elio. It is it looks like, must be a gay couple, I've got to assume, based on the photos of them together smiling, heads close to each other. But they have had a Twitter account since 2012. And okay, something's fishy about this. I'm being honest here. They've had a Twitter account since 2012, but they've posted 10 tweets since 2012. Like, I feel like some of this is like some manufactured controversy here.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And some of that, like, it could be like an account that was real at one point and then got compromised.
Yeah, no,
So
that happens
it's
a
just
lot.
been
Yeah,
like on the back burner for
that's
the
actually
past
how the
7
majority
years or
of
something.
those like bot accounts try and get legitimacy is hijacking unused old accounts so that it's like they have this post history. Like we went over this a few years ago, I think, in one where we found that other John Danger account or whatever on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
And then it was like normal shit up until like 2015 or like mid 2016, and then it switched to like a MAGA red pill account.
Yeah, and like specifically just retweeting stuff,
Yeah.
right? He's stopped talking altogether. So like trying to import this Born in the 80s episode is freezing my shit up. So I don't know if this is gonna happen. I might have to restart this program.
Trying to import? What are you talking about?
Like I'm bringing the.
Oh, we don't have to do that.
I want
that.
I want to.
If it was easy,
specifically because I'm not on this episode, so there's nothing dumb I could have said.
oh, it's gonna just be cringy for me.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna see if I can just restart my audio program real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, I got a follow back from Paul Johnson.
Can you hear me?
Can
Yep.
you hear me now? So Matt, I think that the problem with this is that like I feel like I'm gonna also want to say like stop. So just have the finger on the button when you hear one of us. Let's say like stop.
Okay.
We'll pause.
Let me make
So
sure
we can
it's still
chat.
into OBS. Yes. Okay.
So
So let me just theoretically. So what was getting caught up is it like analyzes samples when you
Got it.
import them, and because this is like a million hours long, it got confused.
it's
But
like not
hopefully
enough.
that like analysis file is still there, so it should be easier this time. We'll see.
Okie dokie. Or is that gonna play?
I'm gonna try and open it. Will
So it's an MP3, so a music program. You can open it and it'll play. Do you have that, Matt? Do you have iTunes installed?
to get you guys to hear it, I'm gonna have to play it from within this thing.
I see. Doesn't OBS just capture desktop audio though? Couldn't you just have it playing in a program on your desktop? I feel like you're overcomplicating this.
No,
But it also would be a problem if you went on
that
a website
could
and
go to
auto-played
OBS,
audio.
but then it won't go to the Hangout.
Oh, you're right. You're doing such a weird, complicated thing. You're totally right. Oh, so it's playing. You're gonna play it through the Hangout?
That's the plan.
Okay.
Will you be able
God.
to hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, let's just test it. If it doesn't work, we'll just do an episode. But if it does work, let's do it. I don't know why episode 360 we decided to do this all of a sudden.
Because we're going
circle.
full circle, John.
Okay. You know, they call me a full circle jerk. Because I'm a jerk that goes full circle.
That is true. You are that.
If you leave
All right,
me
well-
now.
The program's all grayed out now again, but you can hear me, and it's going to OBS. So let's just talk, and if it pops up at some point, then we'll just do it. I
So
guess.
how? Wait, are you doing this through like an add-on through here?
No, it's just through like a music program that has different. I've got a set of.
But I mean,
with
how
different
is it
routing.
broadcasting onto the Hangout? Is
Uh,
there like a Hangout add-in that allows you to play media?
No, it's like a virtual audio device set up. So it's like the output from this program goes to an input on the Hangout. And
I feel
then-
like at this point,
versus
Matt, I
vice
feel like we
versa.
probably need to abandon the Google Hangout platform
yeah,
because
And depending
I feel like
depending on where we
yeah.
end up, maybe I might not have to use my stupid phone anymore.
because
Depending.
because I feel like there has to be a way for you to just stream to Twitch and then pull in two separate audio video feeds from me and TJ. And that's the podcast, because this works without too much effort, but it is so limited in what it can do, and it also fucks up all the time. So it's not really ideal. It just
No.
it just is. It's like baseline competent.
Yeah. The nicest thing about Hangouts is you get the automatic like camera switching thing.
Yes, that is really nice because it switches automatically to who's talking.
Mhm.
So it's basically on me the entire time.
Yeah.
So I talk over everyone.
Even if we get just a 3-input go, I'm fine with that too. 'Cause I've seen that on other podcasts where we just have 3, the 3 cameras up on a stream.